I have some real resistance to the economic side, and I just really can't seem to make enough money. And I know it's because I'm focused on what I don't have, but I need some assistance from you in getting rid of this.
Whenever you've had a really incredible, mind-opening, life-altering experience, it's good to take the basis of such an experience and to try to ferret out the principles within it that you might apply some other way. So, in other words, when your son died, was there anything that you could do about that?
No.
Isn't that interesting? So are you telling us that struggling over it or suffering over it or working hard over it, or that you couldn't change anything? In other words, so how do you explain your recovery from it?
I just wanted to be in joy and feel good again.
You didn't demand a manifestation of your son.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I just had a light bulb.
You were looking for the essence of him. You were looking for the feeling of him. Yes. You were looking for the energy of him. You were feeling for the love of him, which was doable, and it was doable now. You couldn't bring your son back into tangible form, but you could bring the essence of him back. In other words, these people that you're seeing, they're not coming and living with you. You don't have a big bunkhouse where they all bunk in. In other words, you have found the vibrational essence of them. So that's what you do with your financial well-being. You find the vibrational essence of it. You don't need right now, this red hot minute, the manifestation of it. You find the feeling of it. You find the feeling of financial well-being. You find the feeling of a secure, comfortable financial footing, you see. It's the same thing, isn't it? Because in the same way, now this is going to sound harsh to you, and we say good in this sense because we really want to make a blunt point with this. In the same way that you can't bring your son back, couldn't then and can't now in that full form that you once knew him, you can't bring the money to you this red hot minute either. You can't do it. You can't just snap your fingers out of intense desire or need and make it so. You can't. That's not the way it works. But you can find vibrational alignment with the essence of it and practice the vibration of that so simply and so steadily that just becomes who you are, and then the dollars just flow into your experience naturally. Are you hearing this? This is really important. It really puts a cherry on the top of the sundae relative to everything that we've been talking about here already here today. It's about relaxing in the absence of something wanted and allowing the idea of its presence to be enough in the beginning. And when the idea of it is enough, you see, we said to a woman, one day a woman came sitting in the hot seat and she had pain in her body. And she said, how can I feel alignment? How can I think positive thoughts when I'm in such pain? And in the same way, you could say, how can I be positively anticipatory of better financial footing when I'm standing without it? And we said to her, by separating the physicality from the emotionality. We didn't use those words exactly at that time, but that's what we projected to her. In other words, we said to her, if you can find a way of feeling the physical pain in the midst of hope, the vibration of the emotion of hope is so much different than the vibration of the emotion of fear, that there is healing in hope while there is not healing in fear. So same condition, nothing's changing, but you're feeling for hope rather than feeling for fear. Can you get what we're getting at? So that's the way you build your bridges. You find the emotional bridge And many would say, but it's irrational. Why should I feel good about something that hasn't happened yet? And we say, that's what you're missing. It has happened. It has happened yet. It is real time. It is present tense in the vortex. But you're so stubbornly clinging to your manifested world that you don't know that it's happened, so you don't let it keep making the progress because you keep wanting to see the manifestation of it before you've found the vibration of it. We've never said it clearer. So sometimes in your stubbornness, you really have to have a really dramatic experience of something that you just, in other words, if you really believe that there was not one thing you could do, that nothing you would do would ever make one bit of difference in your financial well-being, if you believe that, like you believe that nothing you would do would bring your son back, if you believe that, then you'd stop messing around outside the vortex where nothing gets done. That's really what we're wanting for all of you. Stop doing what doesn't work and start doing what does work. And what doesn't work is clamoring outside the vortex where it doesn't feel good. And what does work is easing yourself into the vortex where it does feel good. So we know we've been talking about getting in, get in and stay in, get in and stay then. And you're ready to scream at us, all right already. We get that you want us to be in the vortex, but show us some ways to get in. And it isn't very satisfying when we say, just stop doing that stuff you're doing that's keeping you out. But we really mean it. Stop doing that stuff that's keeping you out. Stop beating the drum. Stop fretting. Stop talking about it. Stop bringing it to sentences. Stop conversing with other people about it. Stop making sentences around it. Stop doing what aggravates it and activates it. Just stop doing that and start doing softer, gentler things like, well, things are working out for me, and I see things getting better and better, and I sense that I'm getting in the right place, and I don't have to figure it out all right now, and I'm looking forward to things getting better for me financially. And I know that I have something to offer people that they would find benefit from. And I believe that law of attraction is setting up circumstances and events to bring me, the cooperative component, into a vortex with others. And I don't have, in the same way that I don't have to get under the hood of my engine and become the pistons or the pulleys or the belts. I just sit in the driver's seat and let what is the engine be the engine. I'm ready to let law of attraction be the engine. And I'm ready to just do my part, which is just sit in the driver's seat in expectation of things getting better. Yes?
Yes.
Very good. That's good.
Is Brandon part of the Abraham Collective when I so ask for him?
Praying?
Praying to me, my grandfather was a Southern Baptist minister, so it has a little different connotation.
Well, what was the word you used?
When I call to him, I feel like he's part of your collective when I choose him to be, when I want him to be, when I want some...
Well, you don't need anything official or even any word. Just focus is what activates and brings you to whatever you're wanting. The reason the word prayer sort of stands out is that there are all kinds of people who offer all kinds of... Some people pray, plead. They plead from their need. So you know where their vibration is.
Yeah.
So even though they're being answered, they don't know it. They can't find it. They can't feel it. If you pray from appreciation, you're right there. Yeah. Prayers of appreciation are the most powerful prayers of all. Stand in appreciation of the magnificence that you can identify and identify it with greater and greater detail. That's a powerful way to raise your vibration. Yes. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.